Love spell check.
Respiratory acidosis due to increased hydrogen in blood.
Okay, anybody have a question about that? This is one that typically people are totally baffled on. She's right. Okay, so here you are. This is you. That's underwater. You are diving. Okay? You're underwater. So, what's going on down here?
You're holding
CO2 plus H2O, H2CO2, hydrogen, this bicarbonate, right? Okay? So here's the thing, is you can breathe out your CO2 once, right? But then, you can't breathe in any more oxygen unless you have a tank, right? So therefore, what you're doing is you're keeping everything in, shifting this equation that way, taking this acid and sticking it back in your blood. Okay? That makes sense? Yes?
If it's from the metabolic side, kidney side, why wouldn't it be metabolic acidosis?
It's not. This is the problem, is too much CO2 because you can't breathe.
Oh.
You can't breathe, so you have too much CO2, so you're actually shifting it that way. And what you're doing is you're shifting this full acid so that this doesn't ever come out of your blood. So you're just keeping it in your blood. That makes sense?
It makes sense because the problem is in the respiratory side, not the other side.
Exactly. The problem's in the respiratory side. Okay, we're ready.
Jordan Brown?
Oh, we're not ready.
Just a quick question. Couldn't you, instead of like that whole equation thing, just kind of say like, we're not breathing out your CO2, so it has to be respiratory?
Yes.
So you can just forget the whole equation?
No, because
You can forget it if you want, but you could get away with this if you just went, oh, I'm not breathing out, so I'm keeping acid in,
Yeah.
which is all this is really saying anyway.
Okay.
So wait, when you hyperventilate, you have an outlet.
Yes.
You're breathing out here.
Yes. You're hypoventilating, you're not blowing out your acid. And this really, that's all this is. This is really, you are hypoventilating, right? In fact, you're no ventilating, right? Non-ventilating. That is definitely hypoventilating. All right. Natalie? What?
Jordan Brown?
C.
C? Jordan says C.
Oh, no,
Hey, Jordan said no.
I was on the wrong question. Oh, D. D.
D. She said D, not C. You with me on this? Yay. By the way, your test questions are more like the one before as opposed to this one here. But really, they're really the same. Can you see how they're the same question, really? I mean, they're opposites actually, but yeah. Because all you have to know is, whatever. Next person, next please. Which Emily? SIADH. Yep, we already said that, right? Questions on that? Okay, hang on. For this next question, before you pick somebody, we're gonna pick Emily. This Emily from the 7 a.m. class, because we picked Emily at 7 a.m. and she was not there. Oh, she's here.
All right. So tall peak T waves, I put hyperkalemia.
Hyperkalemia?
Yes.
Okay, again, this is a normal EKG, right?
Good job.
Normal EKG? Yes? Okay. A hyperkalemia EKG, widened and peaked. See that? Why is it? Okay, again, that was your, that one homework assignment, but the way I remember it quick and easy is that if this is my action potential, right? And this is sodium for depolarization, and that's calcium, and that's potassium. If you have a lot of potassium, it's gonna drive that down, and this big thing looks like a big thing. Yeah, that's hyperpolarized because of too much potassium. Therefore, you get a peak T wave because of too much potassium. That's an easy way to remember it. Obviously, there's more to it as you guys saw from that homework, but yes?
What about the wide?
The widened QRS, that is actually because of that. Because you have a longer refractory period. Because that's what this whole thing is here, right? Is you get your absolute and relative refractory periods and all that, right? So if you're going further down, obviously with the same curve, you end up making a longer refractory period, so you're literally slowing your heart rate. And that's what the EKG is. I mean, that whole EKG is on a graph, right, by time. So you're literally slowing your heart rate, so it looks like it's drug out. Yeah? Was there a question, or are we moving on? Yeah.
So the widened QRS also caused by?
Yes, because it's slowing the heart rate. Because it's on a graph, and it's time. Courtney Lou.
I said, A, ketoacidosis, and C, increased blood glucose concentration.
Okay, that's true. Straightforward, is or is not, right? Oh, and now some of you are freaking. Are we gonna have select all questions on the test?
Yes.
Oh man, I really wish I could give you select all, except that the Scantron machine will not take more than one answer. So I can't do that unless Natalie wanted to sit there and say, okay, the answer was C, but anybody who put B also gets points, and she's not gonna do that. So I can't give you more. Huh?
Nursing program, they love that.
Nursing program, and keep in mind, she's not even at GCU, and they love that. GCU loves that. Nursing programs will give you a lot of select alls, which is why I'd like to do that to you, but I can't. It's just not practical. Because you need to know your stuff. If you're doing a select all, it's not a process of elimination thing. You either know or you don't. Yeah.
Why would ketoacidosis be characteristic? Like you said, that was really rare that it happened.
Oh, ketoacidosis isn't that rare. In fact, it's probably more common in type 1 because they're usually surprised by it. They're usually surprised that they have type 1 diabetes because it doesn't necessarily run in the family. Sometimes it does. It doesn't necessarily. They're just kind of shocked. They're like 12 years old and they're out playing football or soccer or whatever, and then they just pass out. And then they got that fruity breath smell from the acetone. Yeah, they're usually surprised about it.
One of my instructors gave me an example of like, or I think it was one of my colleagues, she said that a type 1 diabetic went out drinking and he ended up going into ketoacidosis after that event because he wasn't
Wow.
managing his blood glucose.
Yeah.
So,
Is there a lot of sugar in alcohol?
depends on what you drink.
You know what, now that you say that, if I remember the breakdown of alcohol, it does actually produce acetate, which, one of the keto acids is acetoacetate. Yeah, I think you're right, I think it literally is a keto acid on a breakdown of alcohol, it does the same thing.
Alright, next person?
So if you're already become close, that'll tip you over.
You're not supposed to drink any alcohol to be like metformin because that's supposedly. That's what my doctor told me.
Probably right.
They always say that.
Yeah, back in my day, that's normal. We didn't know how it worked, we just didn't work.
I'm terrible.
Back in my day. Who?
Kendall.
Kendall. Hello. The only one I might argue with is B, just because if it's central diabetes, that's a central nervous system, so that's probably the pituitary messing up. Right? As opposed to nephrogenic, because if it's nephrogenic, yeah, this B is definitely true. That's what means central is the central nervous system. So yeah, that'd be the only one I'd probably argue about. What?
So, I was wrong.
Probably not. Again, I can't give you a select all on this test. It's not possible. Yeah.
So it's not correct because she's talking about the central one, but if you would have put the method in, then we would have had to put B, right?
Yeah.
So now we don't have to.
No.
Correct.
If I would have just said diabetes insipidus, you would have had to put it too.
Yeah, okay.
But again, I can't, because that's three answers on one test. I guess I could be really creative, but like colon, or semicolon, another one, semicolon, and then you'd have a huge thing to choose from. Yeah?
Why would there be
Because the whole point of diabetes insipidus is you don't have enough ADH. Otherwise, it's SIADH. Oh, yeah.
Dominique.
Dominique?
I haven't answered this yet.
Egg?
Good.
So to all that apply, that's true. Some of you may be wondering, well, why not gastric atrophy? Because intrinsic factor is made in the stomach
True.
and has its effect in the ileum, right? Some of you might be thinking that. But a deficiency of intrinsic factor will not cause gastric atrophy. Gastric atrophy could cause a deficiency of intrinsic factor.
Oh.
Aha! Yeah, like you were thinking.